Hello again, it's Lock Noob and you're watching my Lock Noob side channel, Side Noob. And well, this really is an interesting lock we've got here to reassemble. And this is the Lay's snake key lock. I've done an overview of the lock, I've done a picking video of the lock, and now this is the reassembly video. There's that beautiful chain key, the snake key. It's really lovely. You can see it go into the keyway like this. There you go. It sort of injects itself around and snakes around. It's so beautiful to watch. Awesome. But I've never seen a reassembly video of this, so I just thought I'd do one for posterity, really. There's a couple of things we need to think about, and in fact there's a couple of things I've even taken out here, which are let's start with completely everything taken apart, then work from there. So in the top half of the core, because it's a two-part core, you'll notice that there's a hole there for a ball. It's a ball detent mechanism to keep the keyway central. You'll also notice that there are some positions here for some anti-drill hardened pins, and that's where we will drop these in, just like this. So we've got one fat one and one little thin one on this side. There's probably room for two big ones, so I don't know why they did that. But nevertheless, that's what they did, and that's what we have to piece together. So there you go, that's all done. So keep that way up. Now, all of there's cast teeth here, but they're not very sharp on the top and bottom of the keyway, and little cut traps at the corners. But there are actually these little metal guards which slide in as well, which are sharper and probably made of a slightly harder steel. There's a small wafer, there's a big thick piece of metal which goes in, and you'll see that they are slightly dovetailed. I'll grab that for you. You see there's dovetails either end, and they've just got to engage with the dovetailing here and here. And then you've got some see how thin this is? You've got these little tags either side. See those tags, and they've got to sort of go in here and engage with the other side here. Just drop down, and that there is one side done, and that should be oh well, that always happens. Let's just put these back in. I was trying to push it all down with my fingers to show you, but it really won't take too long to just put it back in if you know what you're doing. Do be very, very careful with these little wafers. The tags do not appear to be very strong. And then we repeat this the other way around. You can see that we've got a piece of metal that goes on the bottom, which sort of dovetails in. I might move these little wafers out until the end. They're just going to flop around. The bigger piece of metal, which is flying over there, the thicker piece, and then the corresponding tiny little, it's almost like a little wafer with tags again, which you have to align. You see the little tag there, and there's one down there, and they engage with these little holes there and there. So you've got to be very, very, very careful. Do not bend them, whatever you do. There you go, so that's in like that, and then same with the other one. I don't know why they couldn't have done this with one very well machined piece of metal, but they've done it this way for reasons I'll probably never know. But nevertheless, you know, it's very carefully cut out little traps for tools in there. And that's that done. Right. Now you need to sandwich these two together, taking into account that you've already got these loose anti-drill pins, so you want to make sure that you sort of marry them up together, and you'll see that there are little pins there and holes, so it does sort of semi-interlock like that, and there you go. You can now try with the key in the lock, and it should slide in and out with no issues at all. Let's leave the key in there, and then we'll populate it with the key pins. Now I may have got these when I was gutting this the wrong way around, but we'll soon see if that's right or wrong. That's why it's important to put the key in and make sure you're satisfied with the way that these pins sit in the lock before you go any further. And I appear to have got them about right. Making sure, of course, that the round end goes right down into the bottom. There, you see, that's exactly right. So, now we've done that, we can just keep that over here, and we can populate the chambers here. Now, the first chamber is a little bit wider, and that's because that's where the ball bearing sits for that ball detent mechanism, but we'll put that in last. There are 4 pin chambers at the back, which you'll probably see better here, and 1 at the front. Easier in some ways, knowing that that's the front and that's the back, to put the follower in all the way down, and then populate these last 4 pin positions with their respective drivers, like so. 1, 2, 3, and last but not least 4. Then we can put in the notice this little tail piece is just poking that pin up there. So then what we want to do is put in pin 1, push it down, oh, come here, got better grip on the follower now, there you go. And then last but not least the ball, which it actually is quite firm to press down, so push and then push. You won't need a shim on this, or shouldn't need a shim, but what you want to do is make sure that you've turned this tail piece, the cut or groove, you can see how that tail piece goes there. You want to turn it so that you have enough space so that the pins at the top, the drive pins, will go on this smooth piece of metal on the core like that, and that'll make things a lot easier for you. Something like this, just push that on, remove, and just test it by making sure that it all works fine, and then we're able to press on the circlip top down, very thin little circlip, like that, and then we are 100% done. That is the wonderful Lay's snake key lock, lent to me by Vent, which I really appreciate, and I really hope you enjoyed watching that video. If you like this video, want to see more like it, then please leave a like, comment below, ask any questions. I read everything, I reply to as much as I can. And of course, if you want to see more content like this, I'd really appreciate you subscribing. It really helps the channel. Okay, I'll see you all next time.